Hey everybody, this is Dr. Josh Hasty at Inspire Chiropractic.
And Dr. Anthony Pellegrino at Absolute Chiropractic in Seagirt, New Jersey.
Dr. Anthony, how are you doing, man?
I am doing really well. I'm so glad you called me Dr. Anthony today because I've had a bunch of my practice members come up and be like, "Do you go by Tony?" Like, I absolutely don't go by Tony.
I'm sorry, it's a little too friendly. I know you from outside of your professional
Well, no,
office.
that's not the problem. It's just everyone, I do not go by Tony in any aspect of my life whatsoever. And you call me Tony as a joke, and now everybody thinks I go by Tony outside of the office, and I 100% do not. Nothing wrong with the name Tony. Tony's my father. Tony's my father.
Oh, Tony's your dad. Don't talk bad about your dad.
He's a good guy.
Man, I was watching your dad's video that he shot for Thanksgiving. Your dad's a good-looking man. You're going to age well, Dr. Anthony.
Can you believe that? Let me tell you, his father, this is the genes in my family. You're going to have to deal with this, all right? But his father actually lived to 100 years old. And the guy had 100, like literally triple digits. My aunt right now is like 102 or 101, 102. I don't even know. They're all going to be mad at me for not knowing the number off the top of my head. But he had like a full head of hair. He could tell you every New York Yankees statistics. He was born in 1913, and he could tell you every New York Yankee statistic for the entirety of his life. He completely had his mind. The guy was on. It was unbelievable. The man retired, Dr. Josh, at 88 years old. He retired because he was run over. He used to deliver candy to, this is awesome. He used to deliver candy to all over like northern New Jersey, to like convenience stores and stuff like that. He had his own business, and he retired at 88 years old because he was driving from picking up a delivery at like 4 o'clock in the morning on the turnpike, and he literally got run over by a tractor trailer. His rib pierced his lung, and that's the only reason he was forced to retire. But he was still like doing stuff and driving and building after that. The guy was, if I could be I could have half his mind, half his productivity at half his age, I'll be a happy guy.
Wow. I mean, I can't believe that. That's what made him retire. But he's a beast.
There it is. That's the Pellegrino. That's the genetics right there. So we're
Hey, and all of a sudden, there's a lot of feedback coming through when I talk. So I don't know if your speaker's ramped up.
Yeah, sorry. You want to turn it down? Better?
I hope so.
Oh, by the way, that post is ready for you.
I got it up, man. Cool, that's what I was doing here. So everybody, hope that you had a great Thanksgiving. I know that I had a great Thanksgiving. I overate. I spent time with the family. I watched a little bit of football. Basically, the American dream right there. Had a great time with the family. How was yours?
It was amazing. I didn't overeat. I mean, I didn't overeat. I ate an adequate level to get, as we in the business call, gains. Okay? I ate for gains.
Whatever that means. Whatever that means. We in the business. I'll take your word for it, but I'm going to move on. So what are we going to talk about today, Dr. Anthony?
We're going to talk about, before everybody hangs up and I say the word research, it's fun. It's going to be fun. We're going to talk about this research published in the European Journal of Pediatrics that looks at psychological and social factors of teens aged 11 to 13, or adolescents aged 11 to 13, who have spinal pain, or just pain, or growing pains, or whatever it is that you want to call it. The reason that I find this to be so important, Dr. Josh, is we've had tons of conversations about mental health here, right? Like, we've had tons of conversations about mental health and how it's so important and how we love to help people with those issues. We can talk about the nervous system, the vagus nerve. We can talk about all that fun stuff. But even if you were to just only think about like the smallest tip of the iceberg of chiropractic, which is pain, if you were to only look at that, if you haven't watched any other of these episodes to know how much more it is, we're going to actually look at the component that pain plays in mental health. Is that wild or what?
It's incredible. So you're trying to tell me that pain impacts the functioning of your brain?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now, I got a quick question for you.
Okay.
How many, this will put you on the spot, guys, he does not know this, so don't judge him. This is going to be going really well for you. What percentage of teenagers do you think experience spinal pain?
Are we talking about what's reported in this research or just what I see in my office?
I don't know if you read if you read the research and you got the number, good for
Of course I
you.
read the research. 26.
What percentage is it?
Significant or just pain? It's 86,
Any pain.
86%.
Oh, wow! You were right on.
Pulled it right out of my head.
That is so much and even that is so much higher than I thought it would be. You know?
You know, let me ask you a question. Did you have fine pain when you were a teenager?
I did.
Yeah, me too. I did. I dealt with it a lot. I mean, I did all kinds of athletics. I was really big into weightlifting and wrestling and other sports, and I just abused my body. It's one of the reasons that I started chiropractic anyways. And nobody ever told me that it could lead to any mental or functioning of the brain and spinal cord issues at all. Of course, I was being adjusted, but nobody ever told me further implications besides just having pain. So I'm really happy that you and I get to talk about this today.
Yeah. It's wild. 86, and that's the thing that's crazy is like, we love seeing kids. We serve a lot of kids, but Dr. Josh, are you seeing 86% of the kids in your community?
No.
No, man, I wish. Like, let's just know, like, as well as we're doing, we need to be doing so much more. I mean, that's the reason that we're doing issues like talk conversations like this, right? Mm-hmm. It's about so much more. So what they found was, Dr. Josh, and this is just hugely significant, right? They broke up people into these different categories where they looked at who had no pain, who had some pain, who had a lot of pain, and they asked them questions about different, what they call psychological and social factors. So specifically, they asked them questions about having a low mood, okay, having a bad mood, nervousness, difficulty sleeping, loneliness, and whether or not these children feel accepted by their pupils. Now, some of this stuff, it makes sense, right? Are you in a low mood and a bad mood? Are you in pain? That's really easy to make that connection there, Dr. Josh, right? Like, if you're in pain, obviously you're going to be in a bad mood.
Yeah.
But
I think I'm in a bad mood when I've had pain. And guys, chiropractors can be in pain.
Yeah. Not me, but I guess you.
No.
But loneliness and feeling accepted by your peers, like that's new territory. I don't think a lot of people thought about that, and that's why I find this so important. So they asked these people these questions, and what they found was that the more pain they experienced, and the more frequently these children, 11 to 13 years old, were experiencing pain, the higher rates of all of those different areas, low mood and bad mood, but also nervousness, difficulty sleeping, loneliness, and feeling accepted by our pupils. That's huge. Like, that's huge, Dr. Josh. That's huge.
Are you saying that they're not feeling accepted by their pupils?
That's what I'm saying. Not their eyes, but their fellow students.
Yeah.
I know you really like science and you're so used to technical medical terms that the word pupil confused you. But we're talking about classmates here.
Yeah. So peers.
Well, yeah. Or pupils.
Or people. I'm just making sure that we're not talking about by their eyes. Okay. So, but really seriously though, what I see at least, and I'm sure that you noticed the same thing in your office, man, when we do get the opportunity to see kids on our practice, it's a package deal, man. I mean, of course it might have been a sports injury or maybe one of the talks that we do in the community, but once we dive in and we find out what's really going on with these kids, pain is just on the tip of the iceberg. That's it. And they're often being prescribed medications or lifestyle changes or seeking other forms of therapy, all of these things. And it's just, I mean, all that's great if you need it. But really, if it's coming down to the fact that spine, bone, misalignment, inflammation, pressure changes the way the nervous system works, causing this garbage in, garbage out scenario, of course, the body's going to revolt from the inside out. And it's going to cause these kids to not only deal with pain, but also to escalate other health problems too. So I'm going to make sure that I get this posted on my end for the people that maybe are watching on my side. So when we're done with this video, I'll get that posted or at least a link to it. Okay. What about you? You can get it up?
Yeah. Is that your way of asking me if I can send it to you?
No, I've got it.
Oh, you got the reference?
Yeah, I do. European Journal of Pediatrics,
I just said that, yeah.
2018,
I love how on top of stuff you are.
by Bately.
So I got pretty fired up about that. That was something that I got really excited about because, you know, it's just about so much. And no matter who you are, if you think about, you know, if you've never heard about chiropractic with, you know, helping with any of this other stuff that we talk about, no matter who you are, if you've just only heard about chiropractic for neck and back pain, it still has huge implications, even with that. Obviously, kids, if we know that there's neck and back pain, well, you can get them assessed and try to find why, right? Like why? And so many people accept that as just part of their day-to-day, right? This is part of my life. I wake up this morning in pain, and it's like, I just don't, we just know that we just know that there's a better way. And it's hard because, you know, we'll have conversations with people out in the community. We just had Thanksgiving. Like, how many conversations did you have with family members or extended family, and you're just biting your tongue and you're like, I just really don't want to start a huge conversation right now at the dinner table, but like, there's such a much better way for you to live your life. There's so much more out there for you. And we're just surrounded by positivity and healing every day. There's no separate side in our practice between where the sick kids are and the healthy kids are, right? It's just one place because everybody's getting healthy. And that is what it is all about.
That one right there.
Yeah, that's the one.
No, man. And you know, when we're talking about this, obviously we know that we want to take the kids, turn them into healthy kids so that they can become healthy adults. That's what we really harp on. But research has to be done this way so that it can standardize everybody in the trial. So obviously they're talking about kids and they wanted to study kids, but this goes for adults. I mean, there's no real age limit on this. And so, you know, I was just talking this morning to one of my business meetings that I was in about people with spine issues. They develop things like anxiety, and that's on this list of what these kids are dealing with. And I just want everybody to know that if you've never been checked, if you've never been looked at and you're dealing with these things and you think it's trivial, or hey, guess what, it's common. Yeah, but guess what, just because it's common doesn't mean that it's normal. You know, there's a better way to live. And I don't hear very many positive messages out there in the world, especially about health right now, about where to go, what to do, how to deal with it. It's just cover up, medicate, live this way, your mom or dad was this way, or you know, some sort of a made up excuse about why we can't have our health. And frankly, I'm tired of it. Got fired up there just for a second.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, I will not rest, Dr. Josh. I will not rest until, at a very minimum, Dr. Josh, 86% of my community is under chiropractic care.
That's a huge number.
It's a huge number of just teens. Hey, I don't think it has to be in my office, man. I mean, we're going to have to expand if we want to serve 86% of kids. But let's be real, guys. That's the mission and the dream, right? I mean, we could talk about the healthcare crisis and we could talk about all this different stuff all we want. But the fact is that when we simply focus on treating sickness and waiting until there's a problem and treating it with a drug shot or surgery, we've lost, right? We've lost.
Completely.
If we can change that number of 86% down to 50%, well, when all these kids have better moods, they're sleeping better, they have less nervousness, they feel more accepted by their peers or their pupils or their classmates, whatever else you want to call it. I mean, it's not just about their lives, it's about changing a different world, right? Because all those people, guess what?
They have families too.
They're all going to be running for office, and you're going to have to vote for them. So we better make sure they're functioning at 100% of their best.
Now you just took it to a whole new level. I mean,
we're talking about the world here, Dr. Josh.
You're going to change the world, Dr. Anthony.
Do it.
And you know what? I agree with where you stand on this. And I just think that there's so many people. I mean, it's busy out there. We just got through Thanksgiving. We got a couple weeks till Christmas. Everybody's going to be putting it off. Okay. All right. And then January is going to be here before you know it. And then what are you going to do? Let's actually get it taken care of. Let's find a better way. Come and get checked out. If you're nowhere near either Dr. Anthony or myself, we'll do our best to put you in touch with somebody who could actually help you.
Yeah, man. Comment with the zip code.
Yeah.
Or message or a message so people aren't stalking you. Either one, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's all that we want to do is just help. And I just got the reference for this research posted up. So anybody that's on my stream is going to be able to click on that and see it. Let's just end with a positive note. I want you to tell me something good that's going to be going on in your life today, Dr. Anthony.
I was just going to ask you the same thing. Well, honestly, we got two really cool things we're doing in the office. Next Wednesday, we're doing an awesome holiday dinner. We're doing it at the River Rock in Brick. You have no idea where that is, but people around here do know where that is. We're really excited. So if you guys are a practice member, make sure you RSVP at the end of the week. But either way, we're doing an angel tree, which is for the Salvation Army, where we have gifts that we're getting for underprivileged, underserved kids in our community in Monmouth County. We have a good list. So if you guys are a practice member or not, please come by. Grab one of our tags. We're collecting that till Friday, December 14th. And we're just really, really, really excited to be able to provide a happy day for so many kids who just really need our love and support in our community. So that's what we have going on. That's gonna be something really good. Seeing people come in, grab those tags off the trees, seeing the presents come in, man. That's something good in my life today. I flip and love our community, man. I absolutely do.
Man, that's awesome. We're going to be doing that giving tree starting a little bit later this week, so you can look forward to our office changing up some of the decor. But we also have a 5K race that we're hosting that we're doing this Saturday called Run Rudolph. It's going to be.
Wait, you're hosting it?
Yeah, we're doing it. It's ours. And we've got, I think, over 80 runners, a bunch of sponsors. It's going to be great, man.
Dr. Josh, I talk to you almost every single day about what's going on in practice, and not once have you mentioned a 5K race.
Well, that's because we actually were on the ball. We got it taken care of. We've been working on it all year long. There was literally no work to be done.
I've spoken to you at least 100 times over the course of the last year, and you haven't mentioned it once.
I know, because when you start early, guess what? It tends to actually be pretty easy. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to get to see me.
That's why we want kids checked since birth, because when you start early, it's easy.
You start early, it's easier. Turns out it costs less money, too.
Oh, great. That's awesome. I love it.
No, but in all seriousness, we are really doing a 5K. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to run it. I'm not a runner, so if you want to see that go down, you can come and check it out. We're going to be
I said I absolutely do. Please wear that elf costume.
I think I have somebody that's going to be there to film some of me, so maybe look for some surprise edited video after this Saturday morning at that 5K race.
Well, that's good. Good luck.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Listen, so I just want to be uplifting, and I want to say that I appreciate all of you. I know that we weren't around for the Thanksgiving weeks, but I just appreciate all of you. So thank you. And Tony, you have a great rest of the Dr. Anthony, you have a great rest of the day too, man.
Bye, guys.
Bye.